876 292 6776. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She are the real big woman, Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Dear me wife if you sign up letter car. NHT them a reach and setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. Me son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build your house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting and no farmer panga wrong, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help me need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement. Now me house that I build up on the eye. Me I save some me money gone up in the sky from. Maybe Claudia, me say me nah lie. Bank cook up money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die. And you can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Yeah man, you know. It's Claudia Davis. Pick up yourself. That's a like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis can get your house anywhere. Just be prepared without no fear.
We should be on, but I'm not seeing us now. What's going on? Can they see us?
I'll kick you off today.
I don't think so. Oh, here we are. Okay. Okay, here we are. We're live.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. So, Mom, remember the camera is here.
I don't know why I keep doing that. Why not just put this on?
Because it's difficult for me to maneuver with this keyboard than that keyboard. All right, so we have some messages here. The Buffalo Soldier says, hi. Jamaican Beauty says, happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday, Jamaican Beauty. Ruby's on. Ruby says, hello, everyone. And Nakajam says, good afternoon, ladies and everyone. Good afternoon, Nakajam. Maxine is all the way from England. Thanks for joining us. And we have Lorna. Lorna says, good afternoon. Students are always on time. Yes, they are, Lorna.
Good students.
All right. I had this teacher in high school says the most important information she will dispense is in the first 5 minutes of class.
It comes later salt.
It comes later salt. Few says good afternoon. He just says we see you. Thank you, future.
Tony, can I get a screen here?
What you want?
Because I'm cramming my head over there. Can I get the messages on this one?
No. What I can probably do is a double screen. How do I do that again?
Double screen or such a thing.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining live. So this is where we answer your questions and take your comments and so on. Tell us what happened with your week. I know our week was pretty busy.
It was. Well, yeah, we went country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty busy for me between Riverside and Ecosted. Well, Ecosted jumping up here now.
Mm-hmm. Riverside is jumping up
right. Riverside is new kid on block trying to get that started. And Ecosted trying to get that to lay the first block or dig up the first.
They're not laying any block.
No. But excavator.
Well, no.
Correction.
Street. You guys are laying blocks for the guardhouse.
Right. For the guardhouse. So far. But we need to excavate. So have a meeting with the bank. So in the background here now trying to put those things together for the BAM. So guys, I'm doing Portuguese banks for no loan. I'm it's just too much.
I think like now that they've discovered computers,
Mm-hmm.
they provide you with more paperwork than they. All right, Mom, we're back. Looks like you got your wish. We're just on the small screen now.
Ha! God answer prayers.
Or the devil's strong. Either one.
Everybody is on already. What's going on? They're seeing us now?
Yeah,
hearing us?
They're seeing and hearing us. See, it says you guys are breaking up. We're having a poor connection. That's one of the reasons why we connect through this.
So are you connected straight now?
No, we're on Wi-Fi.
So try connect straight. All you have to do is plug We have come up back again.
Yeah, this is not your PC, so the only way to connect to my Ethernet is through that little device.
This one here?
Yeah.
To plug it in?
No, shifting is what got us in the problem the first time.
Where's the power cord?
That is that is everything. That's power, internet, mouse, keyboard. That little cord does everything.
Can you hear us properly now? Thumbs down and thumbs up if you're hearing us properly.
Okay, they say it sounds better now. We're back.
That's Maxine. Anybody else want to comment? Are you hearing us?
Yeah, they say we're back.
Okay, good. All right, thank you so much. So we're talking about all these things that they want. The bank wants to give us a loan. So I found one from Barita. Ownership and government structure of the borrower. Chief profiles, i.e. experience and qualifications of its shareholders, directors, and the senior management personnel. IDs and TRN of shareholders, principal of borrower. Current credit reports for the shareholders.
So all the shareholders, not just the directors?
Principals of the borrower company. Mm-hmm. Business plan, strategic document, company profile, including history, nature, management, competition, market share, staffing, strategies, Opening balance sheet of the company is newly incorporated. Last 3 years, audited financials of the company is over 3 years. Current interim financial statements. Mm-hmm. Certificate of incorporation. We have that letter, certificate of standing. So bank. Details of the company's banking arrangements, including current balances, types of accounts, terms of financing. Valuation report, surveyor's ID. Copy of certificate of title from NLA. Copies of all material development. Contracts as discussed, statutory approvals to include subdivision, building approval, and so on. Detailed project plan include, among other things, description of the project, comprehensive list of overall project costs to include the cost of development, quantity surveys, estimates, bill of quantities, any other information within the team.
So the first 5 is just academic stuff. The second 5 seems to be directly related to the company. And the last 10 seems to be stuff specific to the project.
First 3 deals directly with the shareholders and the principals. Mm-hmm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
These were the company
itself.
And then 11 to 18 is the project.
They want a current interim financial statement. Mm-hmm. Then they still want details of the company's banking arrangements, including current balances, types of accounts, terms of financing, tenure, rate, repayment, etc. But that's what have been covered in your statements of financials.
Right, that would cover whether you have a US account, a Jamaican account, a savings account, any current loan account. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Surveyor's ID, copy of certificate of title, copies of this is definitely known to do with all those.
But like any long list, just take it one at a time and check it off. Sometimes, and you have a whole team, so you don't have to do it alone.
Sometimes with these things, best to just hire a professional who knows how to do this, hand it to them, and then get it done.
Or do that, yeah.
Yeah, just get it done.
All right, so connection is good. Maxine says problem solved, and Lisa says good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, Lisa Marie.
Chin King, I like her name. Chin King sounds like it could be on a building. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Tavares Fencing. Or you said Don Cox. Chin King could be on a building. I guess who wants to put up the name on a building? Oh, Big Now. Mm-hmm. Big Now Law. Smack in the middle of halfway tree. Some of them name prominent on a building. I see
Boogaloo says, you guys look like twins.
Oh, Chemtech. Yeah, Chemtech have the name on a building on Constant Spring Road. I guess that's their new headquarters now. Mm-hmm. Just trying to remember who else I have the name prominently on their building now. Very prominently. Just say, yes, that's their building. think the Grace Kennedy downtown have their name on their building now too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can't have their name on their building on Harbour Street. Not a bad thing, Tony.
I
When you went put it
was
in.
on Harbour Street the other day. I didn't see that.
All the way out to the east side.
Oh, I went
Like
far
you're
out too.
driving.
I went all the way to where Fidelity Motors is.
No, further.
Further out.
They're out by the what was the ice factory.
Ooh.
They're
Is
the
no
stock
longer
exchange.
the ice factory out there anymore?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Defunct long time. Tony, give an update on Palmetto Pines. Remember, this is where you ask us a question. They're going to be here until 1 hour, just 4 o'clock, guys. So ask the questions now. Let me see if any questions.
So I was at Palmetto Pines yesterday. It was really nice going there. I actually saw where I guess it would be the bulldozer or something that flattens the road, because what they've done now
need to be in the roller.
Yeah, because they've done now is all the roads, they have now flattened it. I guess that's, for lack of a better term, flattened it. So all your
the correct term?
Yeah, what's the correct term? Compact the road, right? So they've now compacted the road, and what I'm seeing now, you can see each of the pipes that come out, the laterals that come out for each lot, and you can clearly see all the roads in phase 1 except the ones that are on the hill, right?
So that would be road 8 if you're looking at the map.
So that would be the entrance road.
Yeah.
And the 2 parallel to the entrance road.
8 and 6.
And then all the ones at the back.
Oh. And you can see all the laterals for all of them now?
Yes. And then and they've now compacted all the way up to, what's that big thing, concrete thing in the ground? Culvert? What's it called?
That's the manhole covers.
The manhole, the huge ones though. Yeah. Right. Come all the way up to that.
They're now all the way up to that. So that's the shine of the road level.
Right.
Okay, cool. So you can drive on it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the only power working in 1 week, man.
Yeah.
So where's the drone footage?
I didn't get to do any drone footage.
Why? So you have to get out there first thing tomorrow and get it done.
No, I was gonna do it, and then I realized I left my drone at the house. I left the drone this weekend at the house. When I get back out there, I'm gonna do the drone footage.
Sounds like we should go there early tomorrow morning and get it done. Because the buyers will be happy to see that all of those laterals. So you're saying all the sewage laterals are in just for the road on the hill, which is 6. That's not it. But
it's 1 road on the hill?
Yeah. But everything in the back is in?
Yeah. Except I think 1 small short road.
Okay.
But I think they're just waiting to do that one.
Okay. So road 8 is finished?
Yeah.
What about that little slip road that takes it back onto 10? You go down to the NR8, before you continue, there's a little slip road to the left. Only 2 lots there make a corner.
Where is that? Which road am I traveling on?
Go down to the NR Road 8.
Which one is Road 8?
Road is the very first road that we started selling on.
Okay, So go down to the end of Road 8.
Just before you start to make the right turn to travel along the high tension. There's a little road on the left.
That's a road?
Yeah.
Where lot 824 is?
Bring up the map and show them where. Let me see. Need up front to back. Bring up the map and show them. This man just come in. That truck does up the whole place. So I am looking out at the construction site, everybody. It's about to be the new site for a new high-rise building. So very soon, looking through my window, I will be seeing a massive building in front of me. And I guess persons in those apartments can look onto me's bedroom here. Are you sharing the screen?
Not yet. Okay. Let's share now. And share. Okay.
So tell us which roads are now complete. Those persons who have bought lots in Palmetto Pines, Tony's telling us that you can now come and you can identify a lot where it is going to be based on the lateral. Because each lot here will have a lot.
All right, so 11.
Why did I think 847, 846, aren't they taken?
Where?
They're not under contract.
Where are you looking?
These up here.
Yeah.
They were. But they're in blue.
They're reserved. So 8, so road 11, road 8.
Which one is road 11? Use a cursor.
I don't think they can see cursor on this. This one here, road 11.
Mm-hmm. The one in front of the open space, everybody.
In front of open space 854 is done. So is this one.
So road 8 and road 11 is done. All right, but go up to the front. Go to the front. Is there anything there finished? The road
this here is pressed out, compacted up to here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right.
But I don't cut through yet for that main road.
No. And then this main road, it's compacted up to like here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And now walk along it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And
but I don't get to the gate yet.
No, they haven't reached the gate itself.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that road between
this.
Yeah, 8.
Well, I don't see this. No,
that's not there.
No, this is not here yet. But everything comes down here, here. All of here is done. I'm starting to see this as well, which is road 1. They've started headway with this here.
Okay.
And this is done. This is 5. This is what, 2. 4. They started number 3, but they haven't reached far with 3 as yet.
So everything is done except 3.
Yeah, but it's scoped out. It's just that I don't see the pipes for it as yet.
Okay, I'm putting the pipes. But the pipes are in the other roads.
Yeah, everything
4,
else has
5.
pipes.
Okay.
And pressed out, compacted out.
All right, everybody. So the key is there. So what's the yellow under contract already? So as you can see, we still have some lots that are that's still available. I'm looking at 820, 850 are gone.
No, but they may be gone now because I got applications for these yesterday.
Okay.
I just need to check them off to confirm that they're good.
Let me see the top of that. And those are reserved. All right. We have some ways to go. We mostly have the lots. So those in green are available. So it's mostly the larger lots that are available. No. Let me see. Go back to live. Make sure they're seeing this. Oh, they were seeing it. So those of you who want to get in, so the 6.5 lots are finished. Where we still have some 7.5. Just those 2 7.5 you have? You don't have any more? All right. So the next step would be the 9.5s.
9.8.
9.8. The government of Jamaica will be fixing the St. John's Road and the Innswood tire stretch. Everybody is going to be the next development. Did I read it on this? It's in his jet speech that he made.
Yes, you did read it.
I did read it, and there will be other developments coming. So, I can tell you what's gonna happen. Happens all the time. When the persons wait until they see something happening, like them see a spanking road. They're not seeing us yet in the front because we haven't come out to the front yet. We're in the back. And, persons keep coming. Mysterious. I don't see anything going on. I don't see anything going on. We're in the back, but them don't believe.
And before you couldn't access the back unless you were on a bulldozer or something.
But now we can access the back actually. Some persons wait and wait and wait and it gets out of their reach, right? But you have to make sure that when you want to jump into development, and that's how investment is, you have to jump in first.
Oh, you have some questions, Mom.
Go back home.
Okay. Lisa says, I was in your class twice reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Twice. Oh, yes. Lisa Marie, I hope you jumped out and got something. Quite a number of persons jumped out. Sorry, you don't remember the strategies that we teach in the class. I think I tell you guys already. For investment, you either go with new build, so you follow developer one, or you learn to do construction and you buy properties like St. Palmetto Pines, and you build and you resell or you rent, whichever. But for the second one, you have to know some construction, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you personally don't know construction, you have to have people around you who know construction, know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The first one would be the easier one of just following a known developer, right? Which some members of the class, Chin King, have done.
But Mom, you know what I realized? I used to think that it's only persons who fundamentally believe that they're unable to afford real estate don't buy.
Yeah.
But now I realize since your class that some people do have the financial means of purchasing real estate, but because they don't understand real estate as a business concept, not just to buy somewhere to live,
Yeah.
they don't feel safe in investing in it. And I think with your class, you helped shape or grow people's understanding of real estate other than just living somewhere. And so they were able to take the next step, whether route 1 or route 2.
Right. So for the real estate, it's a couple of things. It's either you just want to live somewhere, you know, or you want to use it as an investment vehicle, or you really just want to park the money. So, instead of parking it, I tend to do that a lot. Instead of parking it in the bank, like what I see some persons do, and then every night I'm going to bed them afraid. Wake up every morning and check them computer, see if anybody swipe them. You can park the money in the bank as well. You can park the money in the land as well. Do you have 100,000? You don't have to park it in a bank. You can park it in the land, which is land banking in of itself, right? So you can do it three things: live in it, have it for investment. So investment have two sides: capital gain and cash flow. Or if you don't care about none of them, then you can just save the money in the land or the building.
Okay, so question. Cook Like Sasha says, what you need up front to buy land through the bank or NHT, valuation report, etc. Well, what you need up front is your deposit and a pre-approval letter to show that you qualify for the purchase of the land.
For some money, any money.
Right. And the ability to pay back the bank.
Well, the pre-approval will cover the ability to pay back the bank. Because the pre-approval tells you how much the bank is willing to lend you. Some will tell you how much money you pay back per month. And that is based on the income that you put in front of them, right? So that's what you need up front. And you're going to need some deposit. However, back in the day, I don't know if Jane is still doing it, they would lend you the deposit as well. So you really never need the money. You could have borrowed 5% deposit same way, plus get the 95% financing. But if you're not in the class, you're not going to know that.
Right.
So,
but have your 10% deposit and your pre-approval letter. That's what you need up front.
Up front, yeah.
Right. And then after you have selected the lot and put in your offer and it's accepted, then you need valuation, survey, closing cost statement, and those things
to take to the bank. But it's a pretty simple process. Anybody can earn it. You can do it if you're not earning, but if you're earning money, you can do it.
Anyways, Tony and subscribers. Hi, Monica. Says Miss D, when you're building, do you have to contact the parish council to check? And if you don't, what could be the consequences?
Well, one consequence is that they shut down the building itself, the building. So the first thing you need to contact the parish council is when the men dig out the foundation and steel up the building before they cast any concrete. You need to go in, fill out the form at the parish council requesting that they come and check the foundation. That's the first thing. right?
So how often you have to call them, mommy?
Usually you call them at that stage when you're putting in the sewage and your roof stage. Because they assume that you're going to come up with your wall, right? And that your plumber, electrician, what they're doing. But it's a roof and the sewage.
Yeah, but I feel like they should.
But
They
there's
should,
a
have,
checklist.
they should have somebody check plumbing and electrical, man.
There's a checklist. Go to his website, Tony. And say, leave out anything. KCC.
Which one of them?
KCC. There is a checklist, guys. Whoa, it didn't change the site. Form. Building. Building. Go down. Right. Inspection request, it's called. Go to inspection request. Here's a request at the bottom. So when you do the steel work for the foundation, well, setting out.
What is that?
Setting out is when you're lining out the building. We should call them at setting out.
So that's when you put up the 1x3 board.
When you put up the 1x3 board and you mark it out on your plot.
And you put the spray paint, don't you?
Yeah. Setting out. Well, we don't usually call them setting out.
But you should.
Steelwork to foundations. When you put in the steelwork in the foundation before you pour it with concrete, then you do that, right? Then you come up with your walls. Then you steelwork to the floor slab. Usually we're using BRC mesh or we use trade steel, plait it. And see, this is where you call them again now. Steelworks to roof slab. That's when I usually call them.
So that's the wall, once the walls are up.
Once the wall is up and your beam is up for your wall. And on top of that, now you're either going to put timber roof or you're going to put a slab roof. You need to call them back to inspect the slab roof and the timber roof.
Oh, see, there's a steel works for roof slab.
Yeah.
But they don't ask for the timber.
Oh, them don't ask for the timber. All right. So the steel work for the roof slab. You want to make sure so that's correct. That is on the drawing. So you don't cheat it. If it's an 8x8, you do that. If it's a 10x10, you do that. And if it's a 2 over support, you do that. Don't cheat it.
What is masonry?
Structural members. Where's the masonry?
The bottom.
Masonry and block work.
Oh, they're coming to check that too.
You flash up on your rendering. Structural members, which are your columns, your beams, and so on. Your drainage. Final inspection. They're supposed to check your sewage. If you have,
maybe that's
if
drainage,
sewage, sewage is not drainage. Sewage is not drainage. Drainage.
So what is drainage then, if not sewage on a house?
Oh, no. Drain and first of all, drain pipe and sewage pipe are two different things.
Yeah, but doesn't drain pipe lead into sewage pipe?
Not necessarily, no. Drain pipe can lead just to your sidewalk. And it just gone into the gutter system or something like that. Or it goes into a absorption pit that you dig in your yard, right? To take away the excess water that may be coming, whether from rain or whether from if you decide to separate your grey water from your sewage water. Remember, your grey water is like your shower, your face basin, whereas your sewage is like your toilet. Some people decide to separate them and have two different. They don't want the grey water going into the pit and so on.
Because it fill it up faster.
Right, so them separate it.
So, but this form feel incomplete then, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying was call them for, guys. So the form is there. All right.
What are structural members? Your column?
Yeah, I said it earlier. Your column and your beams.
Oh.
Go back to your live. So go to that website for the forms is who asks a question. All right, next question. That's the KSAC website. I guess all the parish councils should use a similar thing. Wiley.
So Cook It Like Sauce said, do you have any experience with Build 9? What's Build 9?
No, I don't have any experience with Build 9. I've never attempted it, but I know what it is. All right, so go to the NHT website. Why Build 9? If you could only get people to cooperate to you to the Build 9.
But Mommy, if anybody can do that, is you.
Well, I mean, I know about no one.
Mommy, look how much people you rally for Riverstead and Ecostead. You can rally 9 people, don't it?
9.
Yeah.
No, 9 regular people. You need 9 people contribute to NHT. Are you sharing screen?
No. Share this tab instead. I'm sharing now.
So everybody, Build 9 is a product that the NHT have. See, allows up to 27 qualified contributors, not seeing the screen, to jointly, 27 qualified contributors to jointly access loans to buy a single parcel of land that can be subdivided into a minimum of 3 to a maximum of 9 lots and build their houses on the lots. Do you now see the challenge?
Why you need 27 people for just 9 lots?
There you go. I guess I don't want to use it. You can, it allows up to 27. So let us say you have 3 persons, 9 trees are 27. So let us say you have 3 persons in 9. 9 families each have 3 persons each. Then they can join and buy a parcel of land and cut it up into a maximum of 9 lots. So each family would get 1 lot.
Oh,
right?
So it could be a case where I'm single, I have my NHT plus some cash. Your family have 3 people with 3 NHT. Another family have 2 people, 2 NHT, but it just runs out to 9 lots and how much families, how much individuals.
Right.
I get you. So it don't have to be equal across the board in terms of the contribution.
You would want it to be equal across the board because how you're going to divide up the 9 lots? So if a family of 3 uses up their 3.5 each, which is 7, which is 10.5, and you come with your 3.5, you would have to put in the next 7 million. But you put in 10.5, the person put in 10.5.
Oh, so that's the challenge.
That's a challenge, unless you're saying each of these lots not equal. Unless you're saying, oh, this is going to be one small lot, man, so we can't get 200 that for fair 3.5. This is going to be one big half acre lot, so we could give John that because of 3 people coming with which are 10.5.
Yeah, but some guys don't do that when they subdivide it. They usually try to get equal or similar.
It depends on the land. All right. So Build 9 is suited to contributors who have identified land for sale, but are unable to afford the full purchase price on their own. By joining with other contributors, they will all share the cost to purchase the land, subdivide the land into lots, install infrastructure such as water, electricity, and roads, obtain the splitter title for each lot. Now, NHT is being a little ambitious here. So rest of that Eco said actually did 1 and 2, but for 3, we'll have to get more funding or borrow.
Purchase a land, subdivide a lot,
right,
lots and infrastructure.
Right. So it just depends on how much. So the maximum NHT you can come in with is 10.5. So let us say you really find 9 families with 10.5. Because it's only 9 lots in them, right? So that's 90 million. What size land you need big enough to cut up for get 9 lots?
2 acre.
Minimum.
2 acre.
Minimum 2 acres. Or you can't do a 1 acre, no. You can do a 1 acre, depends on the road frontage, but less than 2 acres.
Yeah, because you need green space and you're assuming 1/4 acre lots because it's 3 people. need to be on these 3 adults too.
Yeah.
So chances are it's a big house.
So therefore, that's where it gets tricky now. So you have to find the sweet spot between what do I pay for this land? Is it 40 million or 50 million?
You know what you have to do? You have to have the land and then say, come, I have this land, I'm going to subdivide it into 9 lots and their NHT know to pay you back and you do the work. That's how you have to go work. You have to, because, I mean, how else you going to convince
So
these
where's
people?
the profit?
You know, where's the profit? What are you selling the land them for?
So why can't I just sell 9 random persons lots?
Because you need the money for the infrastructure work. What?
But I would have to buy the land up front.
Yeah.
We'd have to own the land up front and then thinking it through. Because they're not going to have any deposits now. NHT will get the money. So you have to have the land up front.
All right.
Something to think about.
Maybe you can find land like this in Mandeville, Mummy.
Mandeville, Christiana, them places there. Maypen too. But North Coast, tricky.
No, this can't be North Coast. Maybe Spanish Town.
Yeah, Spanish Town.
Mandeville, St. Elizabeth, those type of areas.
27 contributors. You only can cut these lots into 9 lots. Now that is where the NHT should not have gone.
What, the 9 lots?
Yeah, they should have said 27 contributors and the maximum lots is 27.
Yeah, but I guess they're saying like at 27 lots with 3.5 million, that's not enough money to buy the land plus develop it. So which is why they're saying only buy about 2 acres.
No, you can't find a land for you can't find big land a country.
Yeah, but that's still only to buy it.
Yeah, bushland, mama, you can't find bushland.
But you have to still develop it, Mom. Remember, NHT wanted to develop it into a full lot. Full accessible lot with road.
But I think you can find, if you find a 5-acre plot, you can find 5-acre plots that you could use. 27 times 3.5 is how much money? Did I say it was 90?
Yeah, but you still have to divide it into 9 lots.
No, I'm saying 27 times 3,500,000. And 94 million. If you find a 5-acre times 43 divided by people are going to want big lot, let us say 6,000 square feet or 8,000.
Mommy, quarter acre, 10,000 square feet.
Go with 8,000. 21 lots you can get out of 5-acre. So why they're limiting it to 9 lots? Just don't make sense. I guess what they don't want it to do is having a profit. That's why they make more people than lots.
Yeah, but not only that, Mommy, infrastructure work costs money. If you put in 27 lots out there, so that's more road, more whatever else you're going to put in the thing.
Yeah, but suppose you find a 5-acre, 1 million per acre. That's only 5 million out of 90.
Mommy, you doing Ecosted right now.
No, Ecosted a big sum. This a small sum.
Right, so half a Ecosted then.
No, Ecosted and Riversted a big
project. Half a Ecosted, you do this now. You couldn't do this with NHT.
No, if you do this with NHT, you got to attempt it for something like a Palmetto Pines land.
With
land flat already and you just need one tractor to run over it and you have road.
Which flat land sell for cheap?
Yeah, flat land at St. Catherine, man.
That sell for cheap?
Right now, I'm sure if you look on the system, we find it. But let me finish this first. The NHT, so you must do 4 things with it, right? Buy the land, subdivide it into lots, install infrastructure, water, electricity, roads, obtain a splinter title for each, right?
Right, that's a lot.
The NHT will finance the infrastructure cost of the land, provided that Parish Council does not object to subdivision. Applicants must meet all the usual loan requirements, provide an estimate of infrastructure costs from a qualified quantity surveyor, provide a letter of undertaking from the purchaser's attorney.
Twitter, it says NHT will finance the infrastructure cost. That's separate out to your 3.5.
Tony, it says it up at the top. Buy the land, subdivide the land into lots, install infrastructure such as water, electricity, and roads. That is what the money is doing, the total money. So if it's 27 people times 3.5, right? Provide an estimate of infrastructure costs from a qualified. Provide a letter of undertaking from the project attorney, indicating that he or she has applied or will apply for Splinter, and will furnish him to NHT as soon as they're available. The development is approved by NHT's technical committee. Scroll down. Interested in the build? Call them. Loan limits, click here to learn more about. I did reach out to them one time when I was considering it, but they didn't answer me.
You have to go inside the office, mommy.
Typical big company. I didn't respond at all. So this is just a pipe dream.
It's possible, mommy.
It's possible. It's possible. But a lot of moving parts with the 27 people and the 9 is just kind of tricky. So at very best, you could have found 2 couples, 9 couples. Between them would have 7 million.
You're between them. Oh, yeah.
I'll go buy the land and do it.
7 times 9.
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody here has ever used it? Bill 9.
I think NHT had a testimonial.
Somebody use it. I think you can use it. I know 3 people can come together and use this. You said 27, maximum 9 lot. So if try you have, I don't know, about 21 million, you would have some lot for sell back, but it can't be 27 people.
All right, we got some question. All right. Okay. Sasha says, yes, Maxine, you can be served a stop notice or an enforcement order. Discriminant says 9.5 for land on St. John's Road. No, sir.
Discriminate.
Wait till this is St. John's Road.
This is St. John's Road, but it is already at that. Those lots of in
Green Acres
and
Frenchman Heights.
That's what them sell for. Wait till you see St. John's Road, you say, no, sir. You see, you have to have the vision, you can see in the future.
I know.
And another thing, you have to have faith. You have to believe. Say them about do it, them say them about do it. That's the thing, you know. You have to believe it. If you don't believe it, you can't dream it, you can't conceive it. It starts with believing. So we can put the building there, so. And then you start dreaming about what kind of building. Then you put it together in your brain. Right? So the Disney man believes him could have been a Disney park.
You didn't get to see it.
A Disney World. Disney World.
You didn't even see it.
You see it, don't Tony, but
yeah.
Tony has been to Disney World. So
we should go back, you know.
That's not a we thing. I'm not putting my foot in no other country but this country now.
Oh, my little nephew's man must see Disney. But at an age where they can truly appreciate Disney. They're too young now.
Tony, nobody in the family and have no visa. So we'll get visa for go see Disney.
Oh, it's only in America. We can't find a country, man. Disney not in any non-visa country.
I don't have a clue.
But the line to get visa, I was like, I can't do it. I cannot get up out of bed at 5 a.m. to line up.
This is a family of non-visa people. Non-visa.
Okay, so discriminant says, what's the better option, to pay early and then extend the property, or just go ahead and extend and pay my mortgage until its initial finish date?
What do you mean by extend the property?
Put an addition on it. Is the addition going to
bring income? Is it gonna bring income? What's the addition for?
But it's not like you have enough money, man. You can pay off the mortgage early plus do an addition at the same time.
Yeah. She wants to know if she must pay off the mortgage, then get a new mortgage. Put it this way. me get a real example. So I built this property here. I paid for the land $340,000 Jamaican dollars in 2003. And I proceeded to build a townhouse. Borrowed $1 million from NHT and borrowed 2.6, I think it was, from CIBC. So that's 3.6 plus the 300 or something thousand, that's 4 million. NHT in the last budget debate is saying to me, you finished pay off for your property already. So me, you finished pay off it already, right?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot come back and take a $5 million loan to do home improvement. Really? So after me build a house to buy the land and build a house for 3 million Jamaican dollars. Finish pay off a mortgage.
Yeah,
Have my title in my hand.
And you paid it off naturally, so you didn't upfront any payments on it or anything.
No, just pay it off. Pay it off month. No, I remember we sold property and then we just kill it. We sold land and then kill it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time it had about probably $1 million, I think, was on it. Something like that.
I think the mortgage on this was like $23,000 a month or something like that.
Yeah, the mortgage was like
$20,000. It didn't feel high back in the day.
It's not foolish, it won't be like it's just 2 years ago or 3 years
No,
ago.
it didn't feel high back in the day.
Back in the day, it
Yeah.
feel high in a 2 or 3, you want me to take it?
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. But I keep thinking to myself, why would I use X amount to buy a property and then borrow the same or more just to do a home improvement? No. You may go go back to the bank, forget 5 million, which is more than what I borrowed. The 5 million to me must can build back that same building there. Me just feel away there. If it can't build it, let them keep them low. Right? So my thing is always to go to the bank. So I'm finished paying a mortgage. I go to the bank and I say, how much can I now borrow in full? I have nothing to do with this property that I own. How much can I borrow again based on my age, based on my income now and all of that? Tell me. Them telling me 20 million. Then I go buy a new property for 20 million. Why am I doing that?
New property?
No, Tony. Let's not say new, let's say different.
Different property?
Why am I doing that? What's the reason?
So that you have somewhere to live in case you can't pay the mortgage.
That's the first thing. Just in case a COVID lick, a war lick, famine lick, me lose a job, me get sick, and I can't pay the mortgage, me have a property we save already. That no matter what, no bank can talk to me. The most them can talk to me about is a little property tax. And in Jamaica, you can beg that. Easy. Right? I was saying to Tony the other day, the property tax, I think it's 24,000. I was looking at it, I said, property tax looks so high. And then I draw back in myself. I said, but Claudia, that's only $2,000 a month. In Jamaican, 2,000. You can't go beg anybody that. Right? And when you break it down today, 2,000 divided by 30 is how much? When I actually break it down, you realize that you could literally pick up the coins off the road and pay it.
Mm-hmm.
But some of you live in some countries, that's not the case, right? So Jamaica is a real blessing in that regard. That's only $66 a day. That's actually under $100, which I'm giving away daily to people, wiping my windscreen, parking my car, clean a man, and all these things.
But what's the advice for me? What's the better option? To pay off my mortgage early and then extend the property, or just go ahead and extend the property and pay my mortgage until it's finished? You
pay off the mortgage early. So let us say you only owe $1 million on this property. You have $1 million sitting in your bank account. When you think about it and you do the math, you say, but hold on. Let me give you an example. So back in the day, we had a mortgage for, I think it was 3.8. I will pay $52,000 a month. Now, if that mortgage come right down to $500,000, you have the money in your bank account. It may suit you to cancel the mortgage because you free up $52,000. So when you go to the mortgage company for a loan, that $52,000 now can buy you more money.
But so why you don't do that?
Do what?
Free up the mortgage.
It depends on how close you are. So let us say you're in 3 months of the striking, or even 6 months of striking this. Leave it alone and just make it run to the natural death. If you don't have anything, if you don't see a property that pressing that, oh, I really want this.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
I need to check on that.
You make it run to the natural. We paid off the properties because, trying to remember. So when we did the math to realize that if we sell one little full piece of land, we could have canceled 3 mortgages, freeing up, was it $200,000 at the time?
Yeah.
I think it was $200,000 at the time.
Which could have financed
another property. So that's what you do. So this $5 million land can finance a property, let us say a Camelot, at 17 million. Can't finance it. So if you say, even if you sell a land and you try to buy the Camelot, you can't buy the Camelot because you still have to go find 12 million, right?
Yeah, understand.
So what you do, you use the 5 million, you clear the loan there somewhere and free up your 200,000 a mortgage payment. And those mortgage payments were actually at high interest rates, like 12% back in the day when Jane and all of them are on the red. You understand? They were like at 12, 13, and then big money there. So you cancel that. And then at that point, by the time you get to that point, you realize, oh, it's all about the principal, So let me just get rid of it, come have the cash.
Okay.
So you cancel it, and because you don't pay the interest already. And then you know have 200,000 free up when the bank is looking at it now saying, oh yeah, she can pay a mortgage now for 300,000. So them give her pre-approval for 20 million and use that now to buy a new property.
Oh, but if she cancel the mortgage, what happened to her insurance?
That's another thing we found. When we cancel the mortgage, like with NHT, she carries your insurance right through. But once you cancel the mortgage, you no longer have that peril insurance. So you have to say to yourself now.
How much that peril insurance going to be per month?
No, you have to look at the risk. Why you insure is because of risk. Fire, earthquake, flood. What else? What else can lick you? Hurricane.
That's the flooding, no?
No, hurricane different from flooding. So 4 things: flooding, fire, earthquake, hurricane. Quite frankly, me personally looking at it, I say, oh, but all of my house are black and steel. Or some wind that can leak out if a hurricane. Those I can fix, I can replace. Right? The whole building now going to leak. The only thing,
the earthquake,
is if it's even flooding in a black and steel house is not that detrimental unless it really liquid the building, which none of the properties are really in any flood prone zones, right? The other thing is what? Fire.
That's a real threat.
That's a real threat now. So you cannot.
That's why we don't have any gas.
That's why
we don't have any gas anywhere.
Right? We use electric everywhere. So that can contain because somebody should be pulling on the breaker fast enough. So fire is a real threat for you. What is a real threat? I would say only fire.
Even though, like last year with the whole heap of earthquakes, it felt like a real threat.
But
so many earthquakes last year.
The truth is, if you get licked, we had earthquakes. If you get licked by an earthquake and you get really devastated, chances are the whole area were in a
devastated. And insurance not gonna help you, eh?
Can insurance pay out?
No, you have to vacate the area. Pure rubble.
Yeah. But you might get paid out. Look like what happened at Caribbean Estates. I don't think I know the people them get paid out.
Caribbean Estates?
Not Caribbean Estates. Caribbean Terrace, that's it name? Caribbean Avenue. The one at Harborview. Harborview, where they had a hurricane and the sea literally came in and damaged all those houses on the shoreline, right? So it depends on how close you are to finishing the mortgage. What you want to do. I prefer to buy a totally new building. I don't want to tie up back the money. If I pay it off, I don't want to tie up back the money in that building. I am scared of that because I believe that you should have properties in your arsenal that a bank cannot talk to you about.
Yeah.
That's important. You cannot have all the property doing investment. You cannot have all of them property with a bank name on them.
No.
The only caveat to that I would say, which we practice, is if some of these properties are lands and they're really prime lands, and you're afraid of adverse possession, take you over. You all should know what's adverse possession. Afraid of that, you put a little loan on it, like a little $1 million, like a $2 million loan.
And you spray it.
Where you're paying at 20,000 a month or 10,000.
Spray it over 5 years.
Yeah, now spread it over 20 years, 30
Oh,
years.
then I'm going to give you 1 million to spread it over 20 years.
Spread it out if you can do it. That way you can sleep at night, because you know that in the background, and somebody asked about this today. So everybody remember what I said about adverse possession. Somebody in the chat who has been here every week, tell me, I think it was 3 ways I gave you to avoid being adverse possessed in the background. Because you will be there looking at your land, and every day you go to your park up, your man abandon the pan. Your man abandon the pan. And then one day,
yeah, but the title change out.
the title change out for you. So in the same community I am now, somebody called me and said, Tony, Claudia, you know, say, I said 2 people come and said, them own the land beside me. He said, what you said? Somebody get adverse possessed, right? So what are the 3 ways, everybody? I just gave you one, which is to put a little mini loan on it. That way, when them see the loan, them leave you alone. Nah, come, them not touch it because them titles officer go see the bank name on it and not transfer it. Them not even call the bank. Once the bank name is on it, them bounce it. All right. What are the 3 ways? What are the other ways? All right, tell us in the chat. You want to move on?
Yeah.
So 4 o'clock gone.
4 o'clock gone. There was a question here. Ms. D and Tony, if you were to start all over today, what are some steps you would take to build wealth today?
Same exact steps. What are the steps, Tony?
First, I would get a good education and sit down in a job that pays towards NHT. That's the first step.
That pay the income tax, your statutory.
Yes.
Right? Because the bank them love pay slip.
Right, bank love pay slip. And then the first year of work, I would save towards my deposit. Then I would take the loan with the NHT. Not all of it, but enough to buy a comfortable house to live in or an apartment to live in, whatever my situation is. Right? So if I qualify for 20 million, right, in the NHT plus bank loan or whatever, then I use that up, right? Then I sit down and get qualified more in the job, learn, get promotion, whatever for the next 5 years. And then I take another loan and I buy.
That is with you. So she miss out a step. So that is with you learning more according to the richest man in Babylon. So she gave you the first 2 things actually that the richest man in Babylon says. No, she gave you one, which was to save 10% of your money. But in this instance, save as much as you can. So if you can go to 20, 30, 40, 50% of the income, she gave it to you, right? The step that she missed out was to control your expenditure. That's key.
But if you save, you must be controlling expenditure.
Not necessarily.
So how are you saving?
Some person saving 10%, but then the next 90% gone by foolishness.
True that.
Right for the boat together. So Tony said, save our money. No, get our proper education, our trade, our skill, or whatever it is. Get your proper job. Make sure it's a job with a pay slip. Don't take a contract work. Work for getting a government, getting a big company, getting
the flows and digital. Even if it's a call center job, the pay slip counts.
Yeah,
a lot of persons who are buying Palmetto Pines work call center jobs.
Yeah,
and they're young, 23, 25, those age groups, but they qualify for the NHT and more.
Right. So one of them jobs, they just make sure that a pay slip work. If you're born poor or you're born in an ordinary family and a gold spoon in your mouth, I can't say the same route for Zanazi.
No.
I can't, because it must have a different level, right? But definitely, if you're just starting at the bottom, your mother and father never leave nothing for you, you're not living on a house where you can't say, you're gonna live rent-free for the rest of your life, because you might have to go there and pay rent, right? So you make sure the job that you get first must be a pay slip work.
Right. And if you're a boy, get into like army. it helps.
I went into the army.
It helps.
How that helped me was that when I went to training overseas for a year, they were still sending my pay here in Jamaica. So I got 2 pay. I got 1 year and I got 1 year. Right?
And they don't realize when you're in the army and you're young and you're living on being armies providing everything, your pay slip is almost free and clear. You can you can save it for a whole year.
Yeah, you can buy real estate. So yeah, we kind of vary the steps, but as Tony says, the first thing, get your education, your skill, or your trade.
And your pay slip.
So stay in a school long enough to do that. Now bounce out when you're 16 or 15. And even if you do, still getting a pay slip work. So if you come out with your 5 O levels like me, because I didn't step in a university, I was 29, I had these 2 already too. So you need to bounce into, yet I still bought a house at 23, and that was because I was in a pay slip work. I know
we all want to be entrepreneurs, but
forget that.
Forget that.
Not talk about you're gonna buy bag juice, you're gonna sell and you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. No, go in a one pay slip work, right? Then no, you need to keep honing your skills, whatever those are. Because you want to be promoted within the job, so your pay slips look better and better. As she says, after the first year, go find out how much energy you can get, how much loan you can get today. The bank will look at if your loan after a year of steady work. Go and figure that out. Anything them tell you, find something for buy. Anything. So in the year that you're working, you're to save your 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% in that same year. Also, in that same year, you do the next step, the third step that the richest man in Babylon spoke about. So you're thinking along this line, which is to make a profitable investment. All right? That profitable investment can be the same house that Tony is talking about that she would buy. Or no, it can be something entrepreneurial, but you must still in the pay slip work.
Yeah.
You must still in the pay slip job. People not run left the people in pay slip.
Or so the boss hard. Stay in there.
Stay in the job and tough it out.
And now that you're in year 2025, a good segue is to go and learn something in AI.
Yes.
And whatever skill you have learned in the job, match it with AI and produce a product or a service that you can sell back.
Right.
Right?
So in this day and age of digital, you can find the side hustle very easy.
Don't run away from it. Learn AI.
Which is what Richest Man in Babylon calls a profitable investment. So the profitable investment must be 2 ways. Must be in yourself, meaning you're learning new skills, right? Must be in yourself, and it must be in a product or service. 2 ways. You, and on one side, you, because the more you learn is the more you earn. That's in Richest Man in Babylon too, as a quote. While somebody drop a quote inside. The more you earn is the more you learn too. But his own says, the more you learn is the more you earn. But I found that the more I earn is the more I must learn. I have to learn more things. The more money I get is the more I have to learn some new things now again, right? Or you won't be able to manage that money. So Tony says, get your pay slip work. Save up your money first. While you're improving your skills, qualifications, learning something digital in the digital world. We're not selling for walk up and down the road, go sell underwear or go sell.
Or even if you're selling underwear, sell it digitally.
Has to be digital, right? Buy the first property. First property can be the only caveat I would say. That's the only caveat I would give it to that. You have to. So you're buying somewhere to live. But you can also rent it out. So let us say you have the option of staying at home, or you live in Kingston where maybe the commute is quicker to work, kind of thing. You would not rent it out. You don't have to buy it to live. Initially, when I bought and I was 23, I went and lived in the house.
But you needed to.
But I needed to, because I was in a situation I never lived now. So I needed to, right? But that's a caveat I would give you now. so you can rent it out, right? Now, while that are going now, you have build up on the next side your skills, your abilities, you get a promotion. While you do all of that, make sure if you're a woman, make sure you look for a man. If you're a man, make sure you look for a woman, right? Because that's another thing I found. I think Tony found out the one the hard way. You spend, as women, they spend all of this time in school and doing all these things. You forget that you must look for a man. Because you must have your babies, right? And then by the time that turn around upon you, it's too late. All the good men are gone, right? Yeah, like you scrape the bottom of the barrel and if you find one sensible one. And then if you do find one at 40, damn, one that now. Or what if a life, I should say, that has previous lives that have happened, right? So guys, ladies, gentlemen, while you're on this path to building wealth, buying the first piece of real estate, owning your skills, looking for a side hustle, in the back of your mind, make sure you're attending the parties, attending church.
And make sure you know what you're looking for.
You're going on walkathons to find people. You're exposing yourself to different types of people, class of people, and so on. Not just people in your office or your workplace. But you're going around and you're really looking and you're focusing and you know what you're looking for, right? That way, when it's in front of you, you will know. Because it don't make sense to build all this wealth. Building the wealth can be lonely. When you wake up in the morning, you're not worrying about a bread or a shoes or what next. But when you look around, it's you alone. What you do? What do you do?
And the truth is, you need some worry in life.
You need a motivator.
Yeah, you need something to worry about. It's what gets you moving when you have nothing to worry about.
You're not worry about to motivate you. So like me at 20 at 17, so I had to get with it, right?
Yeah.
When you not have that drive and something for power you, and when you're looking for the partner to make sure the partner is going in the direction where you want. So if you want to buy 10 house, in gongo or she gongo to yes, what 10 house we want. And we want to build the wealth and how we're gonna do it and so on, right? Fundamental in the journey also is reading financial books every day. The first one I read as a financial book was The Richest Man in Babylon, 1988. And by 1990, my name was on a title, right? At that time, my profitable investment was selling sweetie, underwear, all kind of things out of my drawer, biscuit, and fabric and stocking and perfume and all those things, right? So, but I was doing it the old way, but you're in a digital era now. That book gives you 7 cures. That book also tells you must gamble. Tell you that. Tell you all heap of things, so you're nothing do. It tells you must lend people money who broken than you. It tells you it literally tells you. Yeah. The persons in my book club who go right through the book in the book club know all of this, so they won't be caught. A lot of persons get caught early in life. Them cousin I borrow money, this I borrow money, that I borrow money, and everybody borrow their money and them broke.
Yeah, not right? That reading. What you read shapes who you are.
Yes.
So you should read things that add value to you.
Right. So throw away the Mills and Beat Boone. And one of the Mills and Boone these days. What is it?
No, they still do.
They still do Mills and Boone and Harley Quinn, throw away all of them there. You need to move yourself to the financial books. So 3 powerful books. Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich.
And while you're doing that, read books on health.
Yes. No, that's a mistake I made.
Yeah, mistake we made.
So I have health books in right now. I was like, damn, look on the Fit for Life. Damn, look on the arthritis book. Damn, look at me. They're all there. And I read most of the front page. I did not go any further. Yet when I look at all of my Rich Dad books now, about 12 of them right now, I've read every single one, every single page to the end. The truth is, what you focus on is what you get.
Yeah.
So because I focused on financial literacy, I reap the rewards in that. I did not focus on health. Now I have to be playing catch up, some serious catch up too.
Yeah, and the thing too is when you have all this financial wealth, if you don't have your health, you're not gonna enjoy any of the because the health really really gets you down.
Yeah, like earlier I was saying to Tony, God, Tony, you know something. I feel like I'm a giant of a hurt. Here, take your Advil and come. Which I actually had to do. I went and took 2 leave. As my joint started. But since week I've been saying, I need to go check if I'm allergic to any food. Because it has to be something I'm eating where my joints keep coming in and out of this pain, right?
And you know, the thing to know, I keep having an ache in my tummy. I keep saying I have an ache. And I realize if I don't get up and walk my 5K every morning, I'm going to have the ache.
Oh.
And because I missed the last time I walked the 5K was Wednesday and today. And that is why I have the ache, you know.
Oh.
I have to do it.
Oh. So the health, that's the caveat I would say now. You have to run them two together. Now the truth is, I don't know how as a human you have to do that. Because our brain is focused on one time. Just like if you're going to be one professional athlete, your whole brain is focused on getting up at 5 a.m. to do the exercise, do this, do that. You're going to be a doctor, your whole brain is around that. You understand what I'm saying? The human mind and body can really only focus on one thing at a time, which is why when your husband or boyfriend is cheating, you know right away, because he's no longer looking at you or interested in you, because his mind is just focused on this new girlfriend or whatever. All you men, yes, we know.
Not only that, when him cheating, your brain is so focused on him cheating, you can't do nothing else.
Yes. And you run up and down and look for the phone number, and I peep on his phone, and I listen to what him accept on the phone, and I watch him attitude. Oh my God. And I time him when him come home. So your brain is focused on that, you can't focus on anything. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you really need to focus on the health. You need to focus on the wealth, as I say. And you also really need to focus on family relations. What is your family going to look like?
Right,
find a good woman, find a good man early in the game. Even if you don't have them midway or at the end, that's fine. But that extra push and boost, which I actually had in my 2 baby fathers. None of them became my husband, but because of them too, I had this. Well, them chased me, never chased them. But I realized one of the things when you are happy in a relationship, is like all your hormones, everything is heightened. Right? You can do so many things. You're alive and all your brain cells work on overdrive and you can do so many things. So don't forget that part of it. It's very important. But Tony, you want to reiterate the steps?
No, we need to move on.
Oh, you need to move on. But as she says, get the job, save your money, hone your skills so you can earn more, right? Buy the first piece of real estate. And then the 5 years, you're going to school, you're getting a promotion, you're doing all of that to get moving. Another 5 years, you target 5 years. You will buy another property. And then 5 years after, you buy another property. If you keep doing that, you're going to find that every year after that first 5 to 5 years, you can buy one every year.
Right. And if you buy properties on the lower end, like land in new developments, then you can sell back for profit and get that cash to invest in other things, other real estate.
Yeah, so it's 2-part. So you're going to buy prime property that you know you're keeping this for the generation. It's like the Buckingham Palace of properties. Now go nowhere out of your generation, because quite frankly, Xander Xavier will not be able to buy it back. All right? So you hold on to those, you're saving those. But you buy some other little foo-foo one that is neither here nor there. You can't get up and sell it, right? Because they're not prime. They're prime to somebody else, but not prime to you who know about real estate and location and all of that. So they will help somebody else to build their homes and to live happy as a family and so on. But you just buying it for like when we bought Palmbrook Estates, right? So those properties are like just stepping, you buy it, you hold it, the money in it, then you flip it and you move it along. right? That's how real estate investing is.
Maxine is saying the foundation costs already, Miss D. Still call them, don't it?
No.
You can't call them again.
No, you're mad. Oh, it's not a bank loan. It's a bank loan. You take it, just move it along and finish the place. Call them when you get to your deck, though. When you get to your slab, call them. Or the floor.
Cook like Sasha says, how long does it take to get subdivision approval for under 5 lots in St. Catherine, provided you have all your documents in place at the time of application? The same 1 year?
Same 1 year, boy. Most of you out. Same
but the
one.
good thing is there's only 5 lots, it don't go one place. What one place it don't go?
If it's under 5 acres, it does not go to the Ministry of Agriculture.
Right.
5 acres, but it go everywhere else, just the same. Not lots, acreage.
It don't go real estate board, don't it?
You know, real estate board you have already approved.
Oh, okay. All right, so it says, please send details on your class, Miss D. Oh, she doesn't have the classes anymore.
No, I'm still supposed to start. I'm supposed to start back, but we haven't. This Riverstead and Ecosted thing is keeping me down. But don't we have a check a list? Don't we have a checklist? A person to register? No? All right, when I'm ready to start, though, I'll ball it all back.
Sasha is asking, can you please recommend a good land surveyor and land valued in St. Catherine?
Land surveyor, that would be Elfigo Harris. I'll drop the number in the chat.
See there? What's the number?
806 4224.
This is the land
Surveyor.
surveyor.
So it's 876 806 4224. Just tell him it's me, Claudia Davis. This is the latest survey was been at Values one here. Mark Douglas. 876 294.
D-O-U-G-L-A-S. It's not Douglas.
D-O-U-G-L-A-S. Mark Douglas.
876
294
294
9424.
9424.
And his name is Mark Douglas.
Land valuation.
Land valuation. The boat work in St. Catherine.
All right. Oh wow, we are behind on the questions, Miss Davis. Okay, so Sasha says go Disney in Paris. It's nice.
Wow, Paris.
Yeah.
Which millions to go to Paris now?
Jamaica Build says my mortgage is 180K with a balance of 17 million and interest rate of 11.5. Want to return? Should I pay off and be mortgage free when I return?
Yes, if you can.
Yeah.
Talking about your mortgage in Jamaica?
Yeah, 17 mil. That's Jamaican.
That's Jamaican, yeah. Pay it off if you can. How much is the she have a $17 million balance?
Mommy, turn that window for me, please.
That means she could actually buy some for 17 million. She could have buy for 17 million.
You mean my house?
All right. She's 180,000 with a balance of 17 million. All right. So the trade-off is, let us say I have 17 million in cash in the bank. If you can find something to buy that will give you 180,000 or more in rent every month, then you buy it. If not, you pay off the mortgage and you have 180,000 in your pocket now.
180K. Okay, so you just will have 2 properties, eh?
No. So everybody get that, maths? So Jamaica Beauty is saying her mortgage 180,000 and she owes 17 million. No, she have 17 million, so she considering to pay it off. So what is the trade-off? If you have 17 million, a couple things you can do with 17 million. You can put in the bank with a certain amount of interest rate, so you can explore that. If you put it in the bank at a certain amount of interest rate, fixed deposit every month, treasury bills, whatever, how much would they give you every month? Is that 180 million or more? Or is that less than 180 million? If it's less than 180 million, it don't make sense. Another option would be to buy some stocks with your 17 million, but that is very risky with cash. Another option would be to buy another piece of real estate. Can you find a $17 million real estate that will give you 180,000 or more per month? Can you? If you can't, then you pay off the 17 million and now you have 180,000 per month in your pocket every month that you're not giving to the bank. That is the maths that we did while we paid off the mortgage. Where's the best place in Jamaica to buy a house now?
Where you can afford.
What you can afford, Dion. That's always it. What can you afford?
Where you can afford is the best place to buy.
Mm-hmm. There are 14 parishes in Jamaica. Only place, let me tell you where I wouldn't buy a house. St. Thomas, 1.
Why not?
Westmoreland, 2. Everything too far. Hospital far. That far. Everything too far.
KFC. St. Thomas just got a KFC.
Oh, that's important to me. I mean, they are Kingston with 100 KFC.
It's now a parish officially. Oh, that reminds me. I was in Spanish Town, and there's this crowd. I was like, why is crowd out here? So when I check a stock, no, Popeyes and Little Caesars come right there in the town center. Oh, I was like, I saw them renovating the place, but I was like, I'm just gonna go shop up. No,
Popeyes and Little Caesar and the KFC I run for them body bar.
It full. I was like, I should have stopped, And I was like, no, so I can't manage this line.
And they open one at Angel's entrance too.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah. And I see where the line, well, it's drive-through line. I see wait long. All right. So where's the best place? Tell you which parishes I would even think of now.
You said St. Thomas.
I said St. Thomas.
Westmoreland.
I said Westmoreland. I said St. Elizabeth.
You didn't buy St. Elizabeth?
No.
Oh, because it's far, yeah?
No.
Far from you.
The nearest hospital a Black River. No. Them not the good schools either. Let me come back wrong. So we have St. Elizabeth. What besides St. Elizabeth? St. Catherine or Clarendon? Clarendon? Hard no. No.
Unless you're doing like a business already out there.
Yeah.
Then
Clarendon, no. But I would buy St. Catherine. The next parish would be Kingston, St. Andrew, yes. I would buy downtown Kingston, no.
Maybe if I was doing commercial.
Not even made a commercial, I'm not gonna. Come around the next side, I would buy St. Mary. Some say me that buy.
But the St. Mary part that's attached to St. Anne, not the other side.
I'd probably buy the part attached to Portland too, which is what is the name? Anata Bay. That's a town. Yeah, that side, whatever the name is. I think Anata Bay name. So I would buy Portland. So coming around from the north coast now, I'd buy Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne.
And you'd buy Hanover, the part that's attached to St. James.
I wouldn't buy Hanover. I would buy Trelawney. And I would buy St. James. I could have bought Hanover, remember? Could have bought Ocean Point. I'm still never buying it. Although I regret not buying it. Just because I'm Hanover, I'm saying, nah,
It's too far for you.
So I would not in terms of distance from anything, but just infrastructure that's readily available for me. So Portland have a pretty good town that have everything. Hospital, good school, da. So Port Antonio, yes. St. Mary. Capital of St. Mary, I want to know.
I don't even know.
It is Port Maria, I think.
Port Maria?
Yes, I went to school in Port Maria. Remember, I went to Hart in Port Maria. Not a bad little place. Also have a hospital. Don't know about schools, but
I don't really like the flooding though.
Yeah, flooding. I don't like. But I would buy St. Mary, as you said, closer to St. Anne, right?
Yeah.
So closer to the Ochi side. And I'd definitely buy St. Anne, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And I would come around the stretch down. You have Trelawney. I'd buy Trelawney. And I would buy St. James.
Trelawney's getting a resurgence, you know. There's something happening where a lot of developments are taking place.
Because I'm only a big land. I would buy Trelawney, St. James. Hanover, not so convinced still. Westmoreland, no. St. Elizabeth, no. Did I miss any parish, guys? So I told you the ones I would buy, and the ones I would leave out. Maybe St. Thomas you can buy maybe 5-10 years from now, by the time everybody decides to roll over.
3 ways: mortgage, lease, rent, or build. 3 ways to do it. Can't remember what I was doing.
That was probably to not to get adverse possessed.
But they missed out the one about putting it under trust.
Put it under trust, or put your children's name on it who are under 18.
Mm-hmm.
Add them to the title.
Buffalo says, what a nice piece of teaching about building your wealth and life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, if we only had the blueprint or we just started, right?
They should teach it in school under personal development.
Because there are a couple ones I missed. I missed the one about personal relationship.
Why you say you missed that one?
Miss it. You need to find a good man, husband, have some children, settle down, work your plan.
But you did
some persons did do find them.
You did find men and have children.
Them don't follow through.
No.
The man do something mess up, lady do something not mess up, and them split up them assets. That's another thing, guys. You need to practice what the Jews do. So listen now. You find a woman and you marry her, you make her know up front. If you ask for divorce, you're not getting anything. That's what the Jews say. Hey, you can't get nothing for it. You marry into this family. This family will take care of you. Make sure you're not hungry. You're wealthy on top of it.
Because usually both of them marry with naught. So they eventually build something together and then they're dividing it when
not necessarily. Those Jewish families that we have in Jamaica are ultra rich now. Don't you think the generations coming take wives? You think none of them wives they can come tell me some matter about them one.
Yeah, but I'm saying our situation is different. Usually the 2 people marrying don't have nothing.
No. Those of them don't have nothing. Don't say that. Your education means something. It means something. So a man who has spent 7 years in school, becoming a lawyer, a doctor, a professor, Indian, a chief, comes with more assets than this little woman I saw with her 5 O-levels. So don't tell me it don't mean nothing. Yeah, and it can be vice versa. It can be the woman who
split that in a divorce settlement. You can't split education.
But this is what I'm saying. Because of this education that he have over here, it allows him to earn a certain amount of money, guys. Don't discount it. It allows him to earn an insane amount of money that maybe you put it together and you can build this wealth, but without that income, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, and without your know-how of how to build in wealth, all the money that he earns will mean
nothing. But this is what I'm saying to you. So if it is that you come and you marry into a family where them already set and them have them things, don't go in and go war for the people them things. That's it. Or make sure you figure out how them build this wealth over here. So learn some things, and on the sideways, you and your husband build up on your own wealth. Because families will disown each other. So even if him do something on this side and him family say, listen, you have to leave, you know. I say, all right, tell my wife I'm beating them on my God. You understand what I'm saying? You make sure that you have it. What I'm saying is, don't marry into a family. Women are notorious for this. You marry into a family, you go, you see the people with them proper structure and everything. And they do it in royal families too. You see the people with them proper structure and tell you, say, you have to pray before you eat, you have to do this, those slippers in the houses. And remember, you are going to have people in family, so you have to adapt yourself to that, right? And don't expect that family, after all that they work for, their businesses, their contacts, their wealth, this and that you're not going to come marry to them son or marry to them daughter. Then you're going to flip up, pick up yourself. You want to leave and you want half everything. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, know what you want, right?
Yeah, but talk about what really happens now in Jamaica.
Certainly fight for what you work for.
Yeah.
Fight for what you work for, but I would say as best try and stay together. Because especially women, you're the ones I'm talking to. I've seen too many of my friends draw for divorce in their 50s and 60s. It's not going to go well.
And honestly, I don't think the only reason you're leaving is because he cheated. It has to be more than that. I feel like it has to be more.
But that's the only reason I draw for the divorce. That man can be in there watching TV all day, play a video game all day, and the woman wouldn't care. But as long as he cheats, it's a whole different take on a whole new thing. And that is where the craziness starts and them now think again. So you have to remember you have your children to protect. You have their inheritance. You have you yourself to protect. Your income, how you going to live, how you going to survive. I've seen too many women draw for divorce at 50 and 60 and them end up with the bad end of the stick.
I know there was a woman on Instagram who made a post where they have 3 children. They've been married for 10 plus years. He cheats, right? And they were arguing back and forth and he wants a divorce, blah, blah, blah. He says no. She said, no, you're not getting a divorce. You have to stay in this marriage at least until every child graduates and gone off to college. You have to stick this out. You have to stick it out. She said she's not doing no sole custody, no shared custody. Because if she do shared custody, she's still going to have to work.
Yeah.
So you have to stay.
And then I understand. When you split up, and the women don't understand that they're emotionally weak. You're emotionally weak, you know. So this thing is not only breaking you in the bank. It's breaking you in your brain, your mind.
Your spirit.
It is breaking your spirit.
You ever notice you see men after divorce or they look sprucey? Yes. And then a woman after divorce is a pop down. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
What
These
happened?
men are so
they all get new car and gold chain after the divorce.
Yeah. But women, I'm begging you, reconsider. Find a way. If it can't work out, find a way to work it in. Meaning you find a way to keep it together, keep the children together. Because the problem starts with the resentment and the hatred, and just remember the love that you had before. And it will solve everything. We learned that also in another book that we read called Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich says that. Think and grow rich. And it teaches us about the emotions. So negative emotions and positive emotions. Negative emotions are hatred. One of them is hatred. One of them is jealousy. Right? Those emotions get you nowhere. Positive emotions are love. One of them is love. What the rest of them is? Greed? Remember. No, greed is a negative emotion. But it's the positive emotions that keep you going and keep you healthy and strong and able to live your life to the fullest.
And not only that, if you wake up in the morning and you have positive emotions and you're thinking positively about things, you find solutions for every little obstacle that comes in your day. Just having those positive, happy thoughts.
Yeah, but if the slightest thing the man or woman do, your first thing is, I'm going to kill them. Hate them. I'm going to kill them. Can't confront them. Now, we think that got men's rear, actors rear, going to take over. I did 3 months of law school, let me confess. Tonya did a whole 3 years of law school. So she laughed because she know what men's rear, actors rear is. Some of you probably don't know what it is, but mens rea in law is the thought that comes before the action itself. So what the book teaches is that what comes into the thought, think and grow rich, what comes into your mental state is what's going to come out in your physical state, which is why it says think and grow rich. So you're to think about, how am I going to be wealthy? Not thinking about how I'm going to be broke. Because if you think about how you're broke every day, how I'm broke, I'm whatever. That's what's going to happen.
Be happy.
Right? So the mens rea and the actus rea, and in law they'll tell you that the mens rea has to be there first, which is why they always try to find a motive. Why did this person kill John? What was the reason? What was he thinking? Don't it? Try to find that first, the motive. What is the average price? What is that piece? Buffalo that. What is the average price of a Eltham Villa house? I sold one of those not a long time.
Where's Eltham Villa?
Spanish Town.
I know that, but like where?
Eltham Villa, Brunswick.
Brunswick. Is that the ones with the townhouses?
Singles, like Fairview Park and thing there.
Sure.
Not sure. You ever get a valuation or even look in a newspaper because you see people selling them. I think they should probably be under 20 if at a regular 2-bed.
Yeah, but I think a lot of them would have been expanded by now.
Could be.
Currency says some of these men not worth it.
Worth what? Currency what? Worth what? It's not the man you must look at. That's a problem too. You get so focused on the man, you're not focused on the relationship. You can't focus on the man. You have to focus about the whole relationship. It's like when they say focus on the wedding and not on the marriage, right? So you have to focus on the whole structure of what it is. And it's not you alone going to be in pain and hurt, Sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. Sometimes, you have young children, you say, oh my God, it's going to be so much. But sometimes you have to willing to make a sacrifice. That's what life is about. All throughout the Bible, people make sacrifice.
Or just find a man that's worth it.
Tony, no human being can make you happy. None. So when you talk about work, what kind of work you talking about? Self-worth is about you. How you feel about yourself. Isn't it? It's not about him. It's not even about the children, really. It's about you. How you feel about yourself. So you feel bad because him cheat on you? But it's not you cheat, it's him. So the only reason why you feel bad is because you believe, what did I do wrong? Am I not worthy of this man? Why this man go take up that skittle down the road? Look how she look, man. Look on her. You compare yourself with the skittle. You understand what I'm saying? So the self-worth is you. You. Not about this man. That is his choice, his decision, him decide to do that. Don't make it take you off your game. You have to know what is your role in this relationship. How do I contribute to this marriage? How do I contribute to myself and my children's well-being? The future. Because I'm short-sighted, But you have to see the future down the road. What it going to mean for me? Suppose me decide to make a divorce him. How that going to work out for me? Yeah, you might get some alimony and all of that, but may I tell you, it's going to break his spirit. And that is where the problem lies. So some women will bounce back. After a little while, they will bounce back, some don't. They're under forever. So you have to know the type of woman that you are. So it's not the man worth it. Remember that. Don't focus on the man. Don't.
The
cold water pipe, 1/2 inch.
But sometimes it's bigger.
Depends. A regular cold water pipe running through a house is 1/2 inch. Can be bigger if maybe I hook up to a water tank or
then it's a 3/4.
It's a 1 inch. But a regular 1/2 inch. Then Keisha says, great tips.
Mother says, your health is your wealth, Agent Sasko. Miss D, where is the subdivision book?
Oh my God, Javan.
Also, did you get in contact with Astrom?
I did. I did. So Astrom have stopped doing those single units that we were talking about. Astrom is now doing a development on Brunswick. Want one of those, let me know. We don't bring it out yet though, but we'll soon bring it out. They're doing some townhouses on the Brunswick. Trying to see if I can find the information here. So they're doing some townhouses on the Brunswick. The price is, oh my God.
Was not the price in yellow?
I don't look at it closer to know, so I'm fumbling here now, guys.
Oh no.
29 million starting. Size 1,100 square feet. 29 million.
2 beds, 2.5 baths.
We're gonna finish it January 2026. 2 bed, 2.5 bath, kitchen, in-unit laundry, porcelain tiles, granite countertop, gated community, 1 assigned parking.
Lexi's asking, is it the responsibility of the surveyor to send off his report to the National Land Agency?
Yeah, it depends on what he's doing. If it's a subdivision, yes.
To the National Land Agency?
Yes, titles office.
Okay.
They're the ones that we need a pre-check diagram. If it is a subdivision, or you're trying to maybe cut off a piece of land off somebody's title.
Norma wants to know.
If Elfiga have experience with subdivision, yes. He's our surveyor on our Norwich project. And maybe on the Ecostate. We don't finalize that yet, but definitely Norwich project. He has worked with us as well on our personal developments that we do, subdivisions that we do. Like I can't remember the one he did out at Mandeville. And he worked with one with us in Ocho Rios as well. So yes, man, I have experience in that. But I don't even need to worry about is the other people, the engineer. Talk to me off here, I tell you.
Norma wants to know, hello guys, Claudia, why do you dislike Westmoreland so?
Oh my God.
She dislike it because it's to the west. It's too far.
Westmoreland have nothing, man. Not even a sensible housing subdivision, do they?
Don't know. I don't know much about Westmoreland, so I can't even say I like it or I don't like it.
Drive through Westmoreland, a vast amount of land. Where's the hospital? Black River.
I don't know, but wasn't Westmoreland the one with the White House Beach Club? I'd have that pretty sandals hotel there. But I don't know what else it has.
I don't know what else it has. Westmoreland, no, not there. Westmoreland.
Westmoreland is where Negro lives?
Think so, but to be honest, I don't even know my map that good.
I think Negro is Westmoreland.
I think so. Yeah. I only went down to Negro for the tropics. And I did not even leave Tropics itself, the Tropics Hotel. I didn't even leave it. I just went across the street.
You didn't leave it, man. They did carry us to West End.
Yeah, but I wasn't impressed.
And we drove the entire 7 Mile Beach.
Never impressed.
I didn't walk to the town. It's a nice little trip.
You walked to the town? We do.
Myself.
No, sir. You mean the town of Negril?
Yes.
Which is just down the road where the machines also are.
Yes.
Yeah, but.
Anne-Marie says, prenup, even 2 nails, prenup. Rhea says, facts. Dion says, thank you very much, Miss Claudia, to answer my question. It's very well explained. I hear you mention St. Anne twice, so I will think about St. Anne. Dion says, the Jews marry within their own family. So the money stays in the family.
They also marry. Yes, Savla marries in Westmoreland.
So where's the grill?
Right in Black River, in St. Elizabeth. Black River is in St. Elizabeth.
Where you thought it was?
Savla Mar have a big hospital. Yes, I've been through the town of Savla Mar, but I wouldn't live out in that close places. Hanover is Lucy, that's it. Montego Bay. So I live in I would buy in St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland, come back around Kingston. No, I'd skip St. Thomas, but come back, I'd skip Kingston and St. Thomas. come back into St. Andrew, St. Catherine,
Skip Clarendon. Skip Mandeville.
No, I would buy Mandeville. Remember, we own property in Mandeville. Just sold it back. So I would buy Mandeville. Very clean place.
But skip St. Elizabeth.
Skip Westmoreland.
Skip Hanover. All right. So Joanne says, I assume that is behind Shoppers Fair. I noticed that they're clearing the land there.
Yes.
Right
beside it, I think.
Jovan says yes, Negril is in Westmoreland. And Monica says Negril is in both parishes.
I just saw it. Where is it? Black River. BTB. He says Negril is in Westmoreland.
I don't see Negril on this map.
No, sir. I'm sure you say not even me, no. So Negril is in Westmoreland, right? Yeah. Is it, guys?
Rio says, hi, I just purchased your book, The Guide to Home Ownership in Jamaica. I'm up to chapter 9. Where can I buy ABC of Block and Steel and Construction? That's your book, boy.
You just purchased the book where? So them not send me no money. Rico, where did you find?
No, I don't know. Wasn't the book free?
Could I swear?
I don't know.
Rico, WhatsApp me and tell me where you bought that book. Up to chapter 9. I know, is it on it's not on Amazon? It's on book Barnes and Noble. Where is it on? Tell me. What? I love my YouTuber, them in a
we didn't even advertise the book. How did you find it?
Oh, you find it? I didn't even realize it was up already for sale. I must go. I need to go get the link. Send it to me. Is who tell me?
But wait,
who told me about
you
the
need
book?
to go and finish ABCs of block of construction.
I have it in draft, guys. Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I know. I think Riverside kind of took away your time.
Yeah, it has taken away my time. However, we have now broken off into groups, so I have 4 weeks free. I could probably get back to it.
Rico said off Amazon. I'm in New York.
Amazon?
No, you're going to look it up.
Rico, send me the link.
Naku said, okay, so Sasha says Westmoreland is chill. Naku says skip Hanover, even Ocean Point.
That's what I'm tell you. The caveat is Ocean Point. I should have bought at Ocean Point. I could be selling back for 28 million now.
More than that, maybe. Future says Negril getting an airport soon, I think. Yes, we heard about that.
Yeah, I heard about that. What's the name of the book, Tony? Maybe that's why we don't know it.
No, you named the book. The Guide to Home Ownership in Jamaica.
You sure? That's not like my book.
Okay. Ruby says Negril is the very end of the map on the point.
Couple things. I'm gonna go to school at Jamaica.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what are you doing? Pass the phone. You're not going to know what to look for.
Well, come off live now. Don't look for it, man. Come off live now. So is it worthy or any other questions? White House is nice. Well, Rico, try and find a link and send me. Make my life simple. I don't know for a vibe, but them probably mix up the name. Because I don't think we're receiving notifications on it.
No, so.
I'm looking at a building, you see, guys, being built by right through this window, across the street though. It's being built by Exotic Stone, those persons who do granite countertops and so on Spanish Town Road, on Mandela, Spanish Town Road, entering into Mandela. I can see it's gonna be a really good looking building. You know, a building good looking, Tony.
When they say, oh, the building is sexy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good looking building. But this building that's gonna be exactly behind me will block my view of it. But it's gonna be a really good building. I look forward to building something like that. You have any more questions?
Mm-hmm.
He says, Google how to buy a house in Jamaica, and your book popped up with the link. The ultimate guide. It's called the ultimate guide to home ownership in Jamaica. Oh, me think that I booked this so long, I don't even remember. No, this will give me motivation. No, man, go to the next book. I think I might do a book along the lines of what the blueprint to wealth using real estate. Along the lines of what we were just talking about. We gave them the overview, but it's some details you need to do. Tony, busy. I look for the book and you not pay attention. I don't even know if you use this.
We're at the end. There's no more.
Oh, why skip St. Elizabeth? St. Elizabeth for me is transient. You know, like how I bought a Pembroke estate and then I flip it again and I move it along. It don't have no sea view neither. Well,
what if you're in
you
Black
forgot
River?
about Black River. Them places just look poor to me, man. You see, like when you're on the North Coast, guys, like when you're driving along the North Coast, you're coming from Montego Bay through Trelawney, through St. Anne to St. Mary. So the place just look rich, man.
Oh, your book is here for Trouble Me.
Nice house. It is here.
Yeah.
How much do I sell it for?
I don't even know. This is an Indian price. I can't even read this. What's this? Rubies?
It's on Amazon. Oh my God. So I'm gonna buy the book. So Naku says it pops up on Apple, Barnes and Noble, eBay, and many other sites. Tony, if you got to put the book, realize. Why not St. Thomas? Seeing the highway. If you want to make money now, Destiny, you can't buy St. Thomas and go sit down on it. You can buy it and sit on it if you have the cash. If you don't have the cash, if you want to make money now, you need to be in St. Anne, St. Catherine, St. Andrew. Hands down. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not anywhere in St. Catherine. It's where the development going. So you hear the Prime Minister talk about St. John's Road and Innswood, Spanish Town, they saw. Well, not Spanish Town, outskirts. You know, so the development are come there, so, right? We're putting in a brand new police station. So the police station will come out of the town as Spanish Town now. And it's going to be right on the bypass where you see the Chinese have built up a place. It was a swamp, but they have built it up. What is the name? Where you see where we change our tire warehouse. Across from tire warehouse. So you see the development coming, right? We're on the North Coast now. You hear the Prime Minister say, oh, we're putting in a highway from Miami Bay straight to Discovery Bay. Boom. They're going to do that first before they start to pull up the other road to make it into a dual carriageway. Because they don't want what happened to them in St. Thomas happened to them there, so where those hotels lost business. And we are talking about big hotel on North Coast. So them government can't mess up the Sandals and the Rio and the people at business. So that is why them building the highway first from the Miami Bay, run about the south, turn it up into the hills, boom to Discovery Bay. So you don't need, if you're not going to St. Anne's Bay, Jackson, Miami Bay, boom, boom, boom. If you go straight to Bay, Trelawney, you just don't exit there, so you just continue on the highway. Boom, you drop out the Discovery Bay on your way.
Okay.
Nice.
So if everybody up in the hills when it's affected, but not on the flat.
Big land. Let me not take them a come. I think if I would hazard a guess, the only place most of them can exit at Discovery Bay. And when them come behind premix this just before them reach the football field.
Okay.
And the only parcel you see where them could have come out pan. Them can't come out proper in the town of Discovery. I don't think them will come behind Camelot. I think them will go exit before. Yeah, man. Right on the main, them have to hit back the main. So them will exit right after you pass premix. In the vicinity of, before you reach the herb place, Herbalife, and before you reach the football field, before you reach the wall of that, man, you have a stretch somewhere between Ultimate Jerk.
I know the stretch you're talking.
Yeah, when you leave Ultimate Jerk and come down some more, I think if I was to hazard a guess, them not exit this,
it's further out, past the shipping place and out.
Them can't do it. too much things to go through. Them have to exit this. So if I discover be them a plan for come. Just for stop it.
Okay.
For the time being.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
St. Elizabeth also. St. Elizabeth also.
So mommy, 5 o'clock. At least now you have motivation to write the second book.
Oh, I'm not cool. What? What time about it?
I think was it Jovan?
Joe?
No.
No, right. Rico. You met me dear Rico. Cha-cha. Cha-cha Rico. I'm gonna read it myself now. I see me need to buy a book too. Rico, since you're on 9, you can tell me what you think I could have done better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chapters that you think I could have fledged out better for you. Let me know.
And that way you can do an improvement on the book in the future.
Right. Let me know what you think. Those of you who buy the book, let me know what improvements I can do with this book, and I will. All right. So I need to get on to my other book. Pony. I'm a published author now. What do you think? Thank you so much. Thank you, Rico. Thank you.
But I didn't even realize that they had finished publishing it.
I didn't know. The people had not sent me a notification.
I know.
My God. Thank you, everybody. So we need to go look for it so we can at least drop links in your next.
I think we had put it up just before Christmas, I think.
It took them so long, eh?
Yeah.
Took them a while. All right. All right, everybody. We're on to 5 o'clock. No more questions.
One question. Happy Sunday, Claudia, Miss Davis, and Tony. Why avoid Clarendon? It doesn't have much going on.
Clarendon, I'm not going to feed, man. Which attraction is in Clarendon? Any? St. Elizabeth have at least them have the rum people and them have wells. Wise Falls, the Alligator Pond. Clarendon have nothing. Clarendon have a place at a toll gate to always a flood. I hope the government fix that soon. Plus Clarendon have Maypen where them always have the violence. Clarendon don't have any good housing schemes either that makes sense. Certainly no schemes that value a 35 or 40 or 50 million.
NHT just did a scheme out there though. Money Mosque. Out in Money Mosque.
Money Mosque? Eh?
Yeah.
I've never know that one then. I know what them do. What's the one we're selling now back now? Name Longville Park. That's Clarendon. What the
Jovan says, I'm bidding tomorrow. Wish me luck. Good luck, Jovan.
Again. Jovan, trying to bid you like an inchy. Yeah, bid tomorrow. But why you don't go to the auction, Jovan? Is there the auction is online or what? You should send somebody to the auction, man.
But you always say buy what we can afford.
Yeah, buy what you can afford. No way, you're Mr. 35 million. That is like Camelot that moved from 17 to 35 million. So those persons who invested early at the 17 million can now sell at 35 million. But in anything, if it's investment you're doing, you want to be in first or second phase.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can be in the fifth or sixth phase, but you have to Jovan's online. You can WhatsApp me Jovan afterwards. 292-6776. 292-6776. You have to ensure that you're in the first phase. If you don't get in the first phase, look to see how fast them things you appreciate.
Then Jovan says, no, I'm going in swinging, Miss D.
Yeah, make sure you're going swinging. No matter underroll it.
Yeah. Rico says, so far, it's very informative for me, being that I've been away from the country for so long. I tried White House, but wasn't successful a few years ago, so needed more knowledge. Your book is great. Okay, great. Thank you. Well, you never missed out with White House. Because that one is, I won't say a disaster, but that one looked like it's tripping over itself here now. Future says, Clarendon is my place. Don't talk bad. We don't pay light and water. Notorious Future. Yes, man, notorious. For those of you interested in investment too, you can look at investing like what we do with Ecostate and Riverstate, where a group of us come together, purchase land, and then we subdivide it into lots, right? Mm-hmm.
So those of you interested in that, Ecosted is closed, as you know, but Riverstead is still open. So you can ask me about that as well, for those of you who are looking at something like that. But you would have to have some cash. You'd have to be willing to put in this cash for 2-3 years. And then when we do the subdivision and you get your part, you sell it back or you attach yourself with the shares. That way you can get dividends and so on. But that's another way that you can do the investing, which is similar to the Build 9. And Tony's telling me that I should look at NHT, the rough work. You see, you have to find 9 people who at least minimum 90. And maybe not even 9. You can't find less. But then we'll have to have cash extra.
Yeah. Rico says, I know my cousin and neighbors are having issues with their...
Right. So you missed a bullet there, Rico. But the North Coast is certainly the place, I would say no. Well, some other minister came out and said it this week or last week too, that St. Anne is a parish that them getting the most subdivisions for now. St. Anne. And it's a place where the diaspora tend to be gravitating. Before it was Mandeville, now they're on the North Coast.
Yeah.
And that's because they really like those small houses that came.
And I think too, with the government doing the initial road, and then developers started going in because of the new road, and businesses started going up there because the developers started to cut up commercial spaces. I think that helped to
and that road was 2008.
Yeah.
I remember driving the whole stretch around town. I was so surprised. I said, wow, they're fixing this road. I don't know why they never make it do a carry from start. But I guess them are telling them about the money.
Yeah.
But the infrastructure has helped us to propel us, guys. So I always say, do not let those cranes go up in the air and come down. And you still wondering what to do? Can't be.
I know, because like how the government says it's going into Portland.
Yeah.
You should be buying Portland.
They're going into Portland.
Because once they start in Portland, then it's going to be a little late.
There's going to be I think there's an NHT housing development too that's coming in Portland. It's close to us at Norwich, just up the road.
It's in Broad Book?
No, it's in Norwich.
It's in Norwich?
Yeah, it's in Norwich, just above us. They're going to turn on our road to go up there.
Oh, literally above us.
Literally above us. But we're on the main, right? You also, they're doing a similar center that's in St. Thomas. What's it called?
Informatic Park?
No, man. The Morant Bay. What's it called, guys? Morant Bay, something another center or park. One of those will be in Portland as well. Right at Bone Brook, just below where Norwich is. Those of you looking something to buy, remember, Tony will never give them the link. Ask me for the link for Portland because we are taking...
Please don't do that.
We're taking names so that once we're ready, we can shoot it out here. So that's Portland. What else we're asking them to sign up on? Same Riverstead. And child development coming. That's it. And you can already register for Palmetto Pines. I know some persons will be so disappointed when they see the Palmetto Pines roads and they see the entrance. Oh my God, what is it?
Well, we can't help them. Every week you hear talking about Palmetto Pines. And I literally have someone who calls me almost every month and say, how is the development going? I said, it's going well. And is your name on the list for a lot? No, I'm waiting to see what's happening.
So we have these people who actually live in the area and drive past us every day. See the big sign. I know them not driving at the scheme to find out what's going on. But I know they're going to be so disappointed when they see our pretty roads, and even because we've suffered on St. John's Road for a long time. From I bought my first house in Fairview Park, the road not fixed nothing. We've suffered. Right?
They patch it, man.
It's not now.
They don't fix it. They patch it.
It patch now. So the pothole them gone now, right? Think it done right up.
Yeah, but bumpy. But it's funny. It's only when I drive with you, I know it bumpy. When I drive with a taxi, but I don't know it bumpy.
Them avoid it, man.
Them avoid it.
I don't know the problem. And them shocks and everything.
The Buffalo is asking you. Someone asked, why not St. Thomas since the new highway is there?
Because it's gonna take a while. So the new highway, as we call it, came to it.
So you should have come off live 10 minutes ago.
I mean,
we're on Wi-Fi. It looks like you're back now.
I'm back now.
Yeah.
Somebody Google, when did Richmond come? I think Richmond was the first major one that came in. Richmond.
Really, it wasn't the one on the outskirts that Chemtech did for St. Mary, right on the little edge there.
Yeah, but that never moved the needle. We're talking about what moved the needle.
Yeah, put Richmond St. Anne.
That's what I did. See there?
Yeah, but you're talking about the.
When did it actually start?
2006.
It started.
It says it in 2006. It says it.
Voila.
It's the first line.
Let me see when this, right? 2021, it right, okay. 2006, he started housing development at Richmond. That's when the first actual project came. So the road, 15 billion on the outset, 530 acres of land. Wow, it's a lot of land.
Ooh. What rolled out in 2009?
Hold on, there's a highway I was talking about, but looked like it was before that. When did I come into real estate? They were still building the road, because I remember, was it 2008 I got my license?
Yeah.
I remember driving that road with my broker.
Because I got my license in 2010.
North Coast Highway. When was it built? When was it built? Somebody tell me when it was built.
Nobody answered that question.
North Coast Highway, Jamaica North Coast Highway was built when?
Somebody saying 2018, 2014.
So. No, sir.
2011.
Where is that?
Senior up at the top.
In segment A, which involved both main road to Vancouver, was completed in 2011.
And see another section says more in 2013.
Entire project, including settlements like Manique to Ocho, was completed between 2013 by China. Now they might talk about North Coast Highway as we know it, but I talk about the not Highway 2000. Talking about it's called a highway, but what is it called?
Old Road.
Is it A1, A2? What is it called?
Call it St. Anne Old Road.
From Port Maria.
Norma is saying, Claudia, what are you selling in Portland? Norma, that is Ecosted at Norwich.
Ecosted at Norwich, you're selling lots. You have any more questions? We need to jump off this now.
Anne Marie says, thanks, Miss Claudia and Tony. Stay safe, everyone. You were saying you were breaking, which I know. And Dean was asking, what is happening in Palmetto Pines? Right, so Dean, Palmetto Pines is a gated land development on St. John's Road that we're selling over 200 residential lots with central sewage. We're at the stage now where they have started to compact the road. Compact the roads, and they're moving on to drainage and water lines next.
So Tony, we're going to do some drones tomorrow and we'll get them out. Somebody asked me why I never answered the question. Why not St. Thomas? St. Thomas tradition is one of the poorer parishes, right? There is like the economic activity slowed down. So they had a tire factory and so on, all of them that closed down. Used to do a lot of farming in that belt, barely anything. Surge Island was there, which was in charge of dairy, cows, milk, and so on, scaled back.
They're still there though.
They're there, but not big. They also took away the water from St. Thomas and sent it to Kingston. It's another thing they did. They probably rerouted it back now because they're now taking the water from St. Catherine. So they've built a big pipeline going towards Damed that will take the water there coming to Kingston to supply Kingston, right? St. Thomas is like, what is in St. Thomas for attractions? You have the Bad Fountain, what else?
You have that waterfall that we went for our birthday. Reach Falls,
which is not compared to Duns River and those other places.
No, they've improved it. It's really beautiful now.
They have.
Yeah.
But you have to drive through some really bad road to reach it.
Yes, I don't know. I haven't been there in a while, so I can't say. You should go there again.
When I went there, I was so disappointed. All this whole heap of bush and bad road.
Probably better now. The government did some improvements on it.
I don't want to go nowhere. This Duns River is right on the main. I just turn off and I'm there. That's it. So St. Thomas tends to be a poor parish from inception, just like Clarendon, right? And the masses are not there. So the mass of the people are in St. Catherine, St. Andrew, and now them seem to be.
But you know what I don't understand? You see, like how the people live in St. Catherine to work in St. Andrew. I still don't understand why people don't live in St. Thomas in that great
because there have not been any serious investments in housing.
And maybe there's
besides the lands are hilly.
Yeah, probably
too much hilly. The terrain is hilly. So it costs more money to develop that.
Probably.
Right? So if you want to make money now.
But Portland is hilly.
Yeah, but Portland, well, you're not understanding. Portland is a playground for the rich and famous. Don't forget that, guys. Portland was the first parish that was a tourist parish.
Yeah, I just realized that the people who own Tiffany, I think those are the blue box diamonds, they actually owned a mansion in Portland. It's burnt down now, but so rich people were there.
Yeah.
Even where we are now at Ecostead was owned by what was the singer?
Yeah, the property that we bought at Norwich was owned by Eartha Kitt, who was a famous singer in the States. She sung the song Santa Baby, da 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 the chimney tonight, Santa Baby. Actually, on the title, it does say Eartha Kitt. Owned it at the time. And Tony and I actually walked on that property to the Great House, which is in ruins, and a big swimming pool and everything. There are some seriously rich people in Portland. And you ever try book a stay in a Portland at one of them hotels? Oh my God, you can't afford it. Yeah, it's like the underground play for the rich, right? So Portland is like that. I think they're trying to now bring it into mainstream tourism. That's what the government of Jamaica and the tourism ministry, they're trying to do by bringing the center, opening up the marina, and all of that.
Sasha wants to know how much ballpark to clear a land with lots of trees, like a forest. It's also hilly in some sections.
Can't tell you that. You need a salmon. Or you just need a tractor, man, for tell you how much you're going to charge for taking them out.
Yeah, and
then you get a salmon for cutting them out.
The size, right?
Size of the lot. You need a truck. We can't tell you off the hand. You're going to need a tractor, man.
Joe wants a can't book a night at Trident Hotel.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You're never going to sell your house, Joe, man. You're never going to sell a piece of land, Tony. Just to sit down in there for one night. Yeah, it's a seriously rich place, Portland. I mean, we were blessed when we came up on this property with all the history and the heritage that it had. Yeah, we were blessed to have it.
Oh my God, I love Arthur. Do you guys still have it? Yeah, we own the Ecosted owns the property.
Ecosted owns the land, 22 acres. Yeah, man. When they clear the land and I see where I kind of know in my head where it is. But when them clear the land and put in the roads, I have a better idea of where it is on the property. But it's a beautiful property she owned. Very beautiful. Such a pity her family they were not Jamaican, so they never had. I think she only had one daughter too.
No, I think she sold it though.
Yeah, she sold it. Let me say.
Yeah, because I think on the title there was a botanist.
She never had any real connection, but just to keep it, but just to show you how she come and fall in love with the place. And she's not Jamaican; she's actually in America. And we do have a lot of properties like that in Portland of persons who are not Jamaicans and they live overseas. So Portland also had the first hotel. Titchfield, I think it was. School.
It was a hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. First hotel in Jamaica. Portland was a rich place, man. Used to box the banana. It didn't have tourists. That's why the ship them used to come in.
8 acres you're trying to clear?
Take out 8 acres. Only that. You can't clear for subdivision or for farming. So if it's a subdivision, only clear the road. Only clear where the roads are gonna be. Don't clear the whole lot. Clear the roads first, so that way you can see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want a tractor to go through, push down everything on the roadway, and then you get the salmon come now and push it to the side and get a salmon come and cut up the trees.
The Buffalo says, have you all started selling the lots yet?
No, the Buffalo, we haven't. But we have a link. I don't told them probably can't find it now. That's why she don't drop it here. Jovan says she actually had a house on the property. Oh, yes. She had a house, man.
A great house.
A great house was there made out of bricks and all of that. But it was in ruins. And you can, it was glamorous.
My word. Right way.
It's probably running from Zebra. You can't find. You're trying to find the link. You can't find it still. No, that. You have to have them put on something. All right. So the Buffalo.
Oh yeah, I can find. No. Yes, I can. Here we go.
So if you're interested in one of the Norwich, then you can actually.
All right. Yeah, Sasha is saying that her 8 acres is for subdivision.
Yeah, Sasha. So you're only clearing the road, but you really need to get a contractor who is going to build the road to take on all of that.
Yeah, in his price.
And yeah, in his cost. I mean, it's not something that you want to take on by yourself. It's a call a tractor man, get the salmon. Unless you want some of the board or so, but you want to put that in a contractor's, somebody who's going to build the roads in his price, right? And if you find a good somebody who will build your road, then let me know. We're still hunting for that, actually. We haven't settled on anybody yet. We're still getting estimates. So I'm trying to.
All right, Mom, we're going to sign off.
We're going to sign off. No, so.
Yeah, because the sun.
Where can we see the Ecosted?
I sent the link.
You send the link, so give them time to take the link. Cook like Sasha, take down the link. And you can see what the subdivision is about. MyJamaicaMortgage.com. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
And thank you so much for talking about the book. Why, Tony?
Yeah, I almost forgot about it.
Why did I have my YouTubers?
Well, now we know it's 4 months.
Now I know it's real. Big up. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.